are you guys?
Good.
You look good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, pretty good. Okay, here we go. So what? 1, 2. I bet you guys have listened to Miles Davis play this. Yeah, probably a lot. I know you have. I heard part of his solo in your solo. That's great. Excellent. Have you tried to play the bass? It's challenging, isn't it?
Yeah.
You should work that up. My son, who's now at the University of Miami, he's a really great bass player. That was the first thing I taught him, was this head, first jazz. And he had to really, he was trying to play, he had to work it out so you're all in the same place. That's one of the main tricks about playing bass, as you probably already know. But it's so great to hear you guys play with great phrasing. I just love how at the bridge of the tune you chose a different symbol. And as you're playing time, do, dot, you're playing all those hits with the group. That's awesome. That's exactly what you should be doing. Cool. Let's go back to the intro, because that didn't sound so good as the rest of it. Can I hear just trumpets at the very top? Foo, fa, do, da, da, do, da. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So there's rhythm there, right? Is that a melody? No. What do you think what would you say it is? It's harmony, but it's kind of like a piano part to me. That's what I'm getting at here. That's what it feels like. And so if you guys would play with that kind of an approach, it might actually be tighter. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Good. And it's forte, right? Can I hear you, the three of you play that first note? Just hold the thing forte. Go. On the lead trumpet, just a little more of you. Here we go. 3 of you. Go. Keep that sound and play the figure now. Keep it. 1, 2, 3. What do you guys think? Different, right? The rest of the horns, copy that. Copy what you just heard. Here we go. All facets, all bows. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. What do you think? There. Tighter. It's balanced. You said it was harmony. Now I hear the harmony going on. I couldn't before. It just sounds more unified. That's awesome. Okay, let's do a rhythm section with them. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I love your film and the whole thing. Way to go. It was cool. Okay, let's keep going this time. That sounds way better. That's all I wanted to fix on the intro. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's hear just lead out to play the head. Everybody listen carefully. The way to do it is good. 1, 2, 3, and. Good. Could you swing less? Play more straight. Bo 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 ba da. Accent the way you are, but don't ba-da, 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 ba-da. Ba-do, 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 ba-do. More straight in. 1, 2, 3, and. Good. Now this is more shape. Like that last note, you gotta stick it. You know, with the long note, beginning of the note. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Good, add varying. Copy the way he's phrasing them, and try to play so that you feel like you're on equal ground dynamically with him. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's it. More varying. Good. You can play just a little more commitment, aggressiveness. The way he's playing, that'll be good. Okay, add tenor. Barry's still playing. I'm still playing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Good. I love how you're accenting certain notes. However, when you are playing the low side, you almost get lost. Sound wise, I hear. So if you could play more linear, but keep the accent thing going on, that would be great. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Go on. Keep along over there. Yeah, that's right on. See, we don't really have like you can't listen to Miles and go, play the line like this because it's a bass. So, you know, you don't really have that. You know, there might be some arrangement somewhere where you can go, well, that's how we should play the line. And so it's different playing a horn line than it is in the way Paul Chambers originally played the original. So you just have to come up with this articulation. You guys are all right on. Okay, let's add trombone and trumpet now. Both of you. When I was out front, I could see you playing, but I couldn't hear it. So just a little more. Make sure you're on equal ground with the lead alto. 1, 2, all the melody. More trumpet. I'm hearing a few of you people go. Were you doing that on purpose? Because to me, the tune is I hear it like that. That's why I'm questioning it. So play to the end of the note. And where's it going to cut off? Yeah. That might not be the best spot because if you have to grab a breath, you might be late coming in. Yeah, 1. Let's say 1. Okay, all melody people now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Slight differences, but now I'm hearing the melody more unified with all the horns that are playing. I hope you can hear that. Let's go back to the very intro of the tune now. Everybody's in. Keep the stuff we already did on the intro, right? Remember how you guys played it? Keep that. Lead trumpet strong. Top, everybody. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Sounds like there's more commitment about, yeah. So then the next step would be, I think, when I talk about form of the tune, you know what when I mean AABA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the bridge section is where it goes to E flat, for instance. Flat up a half step. That could be maybe a little stronger than you're playing, and then the A sections could be this little, I'm talking only volume, a little bit less on the A sections volume-wise. So there's a contrast. So when it goes up a half step, it really feels like, whoa, the sun is shining, and the clouds come back on the last A section. Does that make sense? Just little stuff like that. You can experiment with that and see if it works or not. Okay, let's hear the solos. Well, let's work with the solos a little bit. Here we go. You know who's first? Here we go. 1, 2, Have you listened to Miles' solo?
Yeah.
On this? Have you transcribed it? Tried to play along with him?
Yeah.
You know that lick? See if you can get it out of your ear and play it on your horn. Good. Now let's do another chorus. I want you to start with that idea and see where it takes you. Okay? And she's back there waiting for you to do something rhythmically for a communication thing to happen. That's what's so cool about Miles' groups especially, is that you can hear that they're all listening to each other, and when Miles does something, he usually leaves a space just because of the way he phrases. And that's an opportunity then for the rhythm section too. I hear you, man. Like ba-da, bo-ba-da, ba-da-da, ba-da. Where you can hear Bill Evans do this piano thing right there that has to do with what Miles just played. So, here we go. So start with this idea and then take it somewhere. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's start. Fa, ba, da, da. It's on the drum beat. So just start with da, da, bo, ba, da, ba, da, da. See the difference? Yeah, he plays it. Yeah, leads into it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Somewhere that was really logical. But one thing I'd like to hear more of is space. Like Miles, ba-da, bo-ba-da, ba-da-da, space. Bo-ba-da, ba-da, da-da-da-da-da, and then it starts to wind up. Da-da-da-da-da, bo-ba-da-da, space. Bo-ba-da-da-da-da. So I mean, I could see she's. There was not a whole lot of space where there could be interaction. That's like when you're having a conversation with somebody that's very one-sided, you know. So see if you can have more of an equal conversation with the rhythm section. In fact, turn around and play it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. tuned to be able to do that. Who was the next person that played? Okay, you guys had some cool stuff going on. It was built in because of the way you were trading. You had this logical idea that you would leave this idea there, and then you would imitate it. And so that kind of stuff was like, wow, two things in one, like double mint gum or something. I don't know if you know what double mint gum is. Two. Anyway, that was cool to hear. So let's hear you guys now. And obviously, well, anyway, I'll stop talking. Let's play 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Thing in some of those places, like that could be a little bit more interaction. But the other thing that is a responsibility of every soloist on every tune you might play is you got to play rhythmic ideas, because what are they doing? They're answering the rhythm of what you're playing. You know, that's the idea. Those are rhythms, and so if you guys could both be a little bit more committed to rhythm rather than I need to play these pitches. You should think, I need to play these rhythmic ideas. Then all of a sudden, oh, I can then things start to sound more logical. So let's try it again and just think up the rhythm side of what you're doing. Be committed to playing stuff in time and rhythm. 1, 2, by backing these people up enough, what they're gonna do, you can punch the rhythm with them as they play. Like I could tell what he was gonna play, like maybe the third or fourth little idea you played, and if I was a drummer, I would have gone with it and tried to play. So that's another, you don't have to play in just in the holes, you can actually articulate rhythms just like you would have articulated rhythms of the whole ensemble. Who was the next person? Is that you? Okay, here we go. Go ahead and quote Miles. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So she played this cool little sick bit, boo, and then she left the space. It would have been logical. Ka-ding. Something like that. Did you hear where that was? Just something, and it doesn't mean this is something else. You know, you could go overboard on this. So it's all a taste kind of thing too. More rhythmic commitment would be good. You're kind of letting the time slide a little bit as you play. Think time and rhythm. Number 1. Again, 1, 2, Good, huh? Yeah. Did you hear what happened when you played with more rhythmic commitment?
Yeah,
You just felt. Go ahead, describe it.
it made more sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's the phrasing logic is there. And if you know, if you listen to Miles, that's the thing that's so cool about it, is the way the logic of it is. This is one of the solos, the first solos that we study at Central in our improv sequence. And we look at the logic of how this idea follows this idea. And clear over here, this first thing over here has something to do with what came over here. It has to do with really the rhythmic structure that's going on. Well, I wish we had more time to go with more players, but we only have I think 10 minutes left or so. So I'd like to cover some other tunes, but I hope the rest of the people that are soloing on this tune got something out of what you just did. Because you can do those same things. And the rhythm section, I hope it's more fun to play when there's interaction going on. It's not like, gives you something to do, to listen for. All right, let's put that one away. And let's go to Lucky Boy. Ready, guys? I love the sound that the rhythm section got at the beginning. The shaker thingy, along with the way the hi-hat was being played, was good. Ten 10:35, we're done? Yeah. We have 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. Okay, here we go. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, and. Beautiful. What you guys are doing gives such a nice sound when you're playing full chords like that. What I'd like to hear though on this intro is you got to search for the big point. Where's the big point? Yeah, right at the end. Everybody's together, and I'm hearing almost the opposite. I'm hearing. Seems like it needs to go there. You know, lead trumpet. That's really the cue for you to go, man, and folks will follow. Okay. Here we go. From the top again. 1, 2, 3, and. The drum's supposed to articulate that last hit. It's da 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 See that? I'm talking bar 7 and bar 8. It says fill. Da 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 da. Bang bang. You're just playing time through that. You're a human, right? You're not a drum machine. So what you're doing right now is, you know, we could have a drum machine come in here. So make sure you punch the ensemble with them, and you play a fill that makes sense that goes to those last 2 hits. So the first bop 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 is just saxes, and then we add brass. Is that right? So rhythm section. What should that be a clue to you about dynamics? You know what's going on in the ensemble? Is it louder by the result of adding brass to the saxes? So more drums, more bass. More. Biggest. Bang, bang. See how that makes sense? That's all I'm trying to have happen here. Is logic that we're talking about with the solos. Here we go. Everybody talk. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Bigger. Good fill. But now you got to punch the ensemble figure right before it. Can we play the last da 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 da? Just listen to it. 1, 2, 3. Again, now punch that with, just play on the whole set, something like that. 1, 2, 3. Exactly. That's exactly what you should do. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's the biggest point of the whole intro, so you can play it twice as loud and you'll be okay. Do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. How's that feel? Feel good? I hope so, because that's what it's supposed to feel like. It's supposed to feel like the logical thing that the drummer would do. Okay, from the top again. From the top again. We need more crescendo out of the rhythm section, but also as the brass come in, saxes, you have to do that too. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's a whole bunch of opportunities in this chart for you to do that very thing, as you probably already know. Okay, let's start where the melody hits, bar 9. Right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Is a change in the way the tune is. Those first things from 9 to 25 are simple statements that kind of make sense unto themselves. So, in my opinion, you should switch to a different cymbal. Get off the hi-hat, go to a ride at 25. And you also need to catch those hits that are in your part of bar 23 and 24. And it doesn't need to be play all the limbs the same, but one, ba, 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 ah, kaboom, kaboom, and that'll help it lead into this texture change that I'm talking about. Okay, let's back up 17 so you can catch that on the drums. 17, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. It goes back to what happens at 9, so you could go back to the hi-hat. What I'm trying to get you to do is to think and listen over here to what's going on in the ensemble and telegraphing to everybody that this new thing is here, so I'm changing my texture. And this is true for the first chart you guys played too. You'll hear when you listen back to the thing, I'm talking in a little deal. That's what I talked about a lot. The things that you can add to the texture of the chart. You can hear it when you do that stuff. It makes a lot of musical sense. And the band goes, the horns. Everybody's in the band. Yeah. So, good job today, you guys. It was really a joy to hear you play. And I hope that I get to hear you continue to share it. Yeah.